8:45, welcome back to BT. Another protest is planned this Friday afternoon in support of Black Lives Matter. It's called Juneteenth, Vancouver, and it falls on June 19th, also known as Freedom Day, an annual holiday that commenced in 1865. Joining us now is one of the organizers, Clement Isanganino. Hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for joining us. So let's start with the historical significance of Juneteenth. What does this day mean for you?
This day, so it's very important because it is Emancipation Day is, Freedom Day. And it started in 1865 on June 19th, and it was the last day where the Declaration was signed for the freedom of slaves in America. So even though it is an American holiday, we cannot deny the fact that America has direct ties to us as well in Canada. We feel it emotionally. A lot of us either travel to the States for either travel, business. We're all affected by the culture. Even a lot of us have family ties, and we see the uproar that's happening globally with the passing of George Floyd as well. So it is something that, even though it's an American holiday, it doesn't mean that we cannot take that time to still reflect on how the racial injustices affect us in our very home as well. So I'm not one of the organizers. I'm just a spokesperson for Black Vancouver. Yeah.
Okay, a great spokesperson, I might add. So we've had two large protests so far here in Vancouver. Well, I guess three, if you count the one on the viaduct last weekend. What do you think of the protest so far?
The protest is good. It is something where, I feel like everyone advocates differently. And protesting is something that has hundreds of years of history behind it. A lot of change has happened behind protests. So we can't shy away from the fact that this is something that our city needs to do, and a lot of other cities around the world are following the same example. But it doesn't mean that just because you're not protesting or you're not there physically that you can't still advocate your way from home. That you can sign petitions, you can keep the conversations going with family members, friends, at work. So there's a lot of ways to affect change. So we just ask everyone that whatever your way and you feel is best, that you stay involved. You don't let this slow down, and we just keep the conversation going.
Okay, let's talk about the one that's happening tomorrow. Where is it taking place? What time is it happening at? How long will it last?
So the protest tomorrow is organized by Shamika Mitchell and Nova Stevens. So it's going to start at 4 o'clock. So everyone's meeting at Jack Pool Plaza. And from there, I believe the march is to start at 4:30. Everyone's going to be marching down Thurlow Street, finishing off at Sunset Beach as well. So good to know for anyone that might be working, and then when they're done, where everyone will be located. So that's the plan for tomorrow.
Okay, and for those who can't make it tomorrow, or for people who may still feel a little anxious about COVID-19, what can they do to support?
So this is something where if you can't make it, you can still advocate from home. Whether it's a compromised immunity, or, you're looking after a loved one, or you're not comfortable being, social anxiety, or just being in a large crowded room. We are in the middle of a pandemic. We understand that. So we will, the Black Vancouver team will be going on live stream, so people can still be able to watch the protest and the march from home. But we still encourage everyone to, do your due diligence. You can donate, you can sign petitions, you can, share Instagram posts, use your social media platforms, use your voices, not to let this movement die down, because at the end of the day, the Black Lives Matter movement is a human rights issue, so it's a human rights movement as well. So we need everybody involved in the city, and everyone in the country, and everyone internationally as well, to address this issue as we strive forward. So, that in the future, the hardships that we deal with currently and also previously, that the future generations may never have to, experience that themselves as well.
Okay, and this protest is organized by a group called Black Vancouver. Can you tell us a little bit more about you guys and the community that you've established?
So Black Vancouver, actually, the organizers is Freedom March Vancouver, but they are working and collaborating with the Black Vancouver team. So Black Vancouver team has a bigger platform, so they're promoting this march that was organized by Shamika Mitchell and Nova Stevens from Freedom March Vancouver. So, a lot of collaborations are happening in the city. There's a lot of pages being created, and everyone advocates differently their own way. So we want to have those moments where we can work together, because at the end of the day, we all have one common goal, and that's just to strive for change, affect change, and, have a better future for future generations as well.
Okay, Clement, we are out of time, but thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, good luck with the protest, the march tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, it is 8:50 now.